To continue their quest for answers, the team head up to the tallest viewing platform. It's a steep and continuous 4-hour climb, up a series of never-ending stone steps. Very few tourists attempt to scale these heights. Finally, the crew reached the platform. 400 meters up, they have an unobstructed view of the entire forest of stones. From this high elevation, the pillars appear bunched together like a rock mountain. On closer inspection, they all have vertical cracks running through them. It seems these vertical joints must have played a major part in the creation of Xingwen. But to establish how these vertical cracks came about, the team called on Professor Zhai Fudong, who's the leading expert on this particular region. He leads the crew to a place where they can witness the vertical joints close up. From the base of the valley, the rock towers appear even more daunting. Soon, the party reached their destination. This section of mountain is divided in two by these vertical joints. According to Professor Fudong, this is a key example as to how the rock pillars were created. These vertical joints gradually trigger the splitting of the enormous rocks. To understand why this particular type of rock is susceptible to vertical cracks, Professor Fudong shows the crew something else. This huge section of rock broke off from the pillar above. Using a hammer, the professor demonstrates how hard it is. It doesn't crack easily. Once broken, it's easier to see the composition. It's quartz sandstone. The pillar rock formations consist almost entirely of quartz sandstone, over 95%. This rock is so hard, it's often used as a grindstone to sharpen knives. Magnification of these particles reveals that they are completely uniform, each approximately 0.1 millimeters in size. Not only does the arrangement of these identical particles make the sandstone very hard, it also means it always fractures in a straight line. In Xingwen, the quartz sandstone is 500 meters thick. It's rare to find such vast deposits of quartz sandstone anywhere else in the world. Around 400 million years ago, the Xingwen region was positioned further south. It lay submerged beside a group of smaller islands. At the bottom of the surrounding sea was a bedrock, part of the stable landmass where earthquakes and geological activity were almost entirely absent. Quartz sand carried from the land by rivers was deposited here. Because the sand was deposited slowly over a long period of time, the layers of particles were created very uniformly. 200 million years later, this quartz sandstone was raised up above the sea. After being released from various pressures, the mass of rock expanded, causing the formation of vertical cracks. Rain soaking into these fissures caused the cracks to spread. Blocks of sandstone began to break off. Eventually, elongated pillars of rock are all that remain. It's this process that has created the spectacle of the Forest of Stones. Professor Fudong is keen to show the crew one last important example.
是这儿吧？请看，这就是金边岩，是张家界地貌里面。
This is known locally as the Golden Whip Rock. At over 350 meters tall, it appears to pierce the heavens. Horizontal bands are proof that the quartz sand was deposited very slowly. Despite the rock pinnacle being extremely thin, these horizontal layers ensure it remains relatively stable. If it wasn't for the quartz sandstone, these miraculous views of Zhangjiajie wouldn't exist. The aerial team have decided to try filming the pinnacles one last time. Because the solo paraglider had difficulties remaining stable in the changing wind, the team turned to a more powerful two-seater glider. This should cope much better with the turbulence. The wind has dropped. The conditions seem ideal. Success. The pilot heads towards the pinnacles. At an altitude of 700 meters, the paraglider seems very stable. The cameraman indicates he wants to try and get closer to the columns. A large vertical crack is clearly visible on the back of this pinnacle. New rock pillars continue to be formed every day. The stone forest of Zhangjiajie appears locked in ancient times. It's a unique natural wonder. Few others can topple these climbs. China's southern lands are a world of geological wonder. Mysterious craters and petrified peaks provide a unique opportunity to understand how our planet looked in ancient times. These cities of stone are by far one of nature's greatest feats, and they continue to be sculpted in a rock-ridden world that refuses to sleep.